What's up guys, welcome back to our current video. Make sure to subscribe and yeah, let's get into the video. So guys, this was about the Mrbeast situation has gone worse, and yeah, he's kind of like you can see that he's being like yeah, he's being bad. So yeah, let's do it. 3, 2, 1, let's begin. So yeah, it's being worse.
04, the ex-employee of Mrbeast who made the first viral video on him, accusing him of immoral actions, such as faking aspects of his videos with CGI, encouraging gambling to his underage fans, and promoting illegal lotteries, has now made his second video highlighting even more serious situations regarding Mrbeast and his brand, in a video titled, "I worked for Mrbeast and he's a sociopath." These new allegations include Mrbeast having hired a registered pedophile onto his team, and having this disgusting person feature in his videos and act as a manager for him at the time, as well as subjecting his friend Jake Weddle in dehumanizing and inhumane conditions in an unreleased video where he is subjected to being in solitary confinement for over 30 days. Now, the first absolutely vile subject to cover was that Mrbeast was certainly aware that his company hired a literal sex offender into their team, with this guy apparently becoming a manager for the channel and brand too.
And they covered up the fact that not only did he work there, but he was like the manager when it all started.
Now, this guy was nicknamed Delaware because Jimmy's team would like to make fun of the fact that this guy was not allowed to enter that specific state, because that is apparently where the crime took place in. Keep in mind, Delaware is listed on a sex offender registry website that in 2004, when he was 16, he apparently raped an 11-year-old child who was 5 years younger than him, which is absolutely disgusting.
But when I was there, they called him Delaware. So why do you call him Delaware? I didn't know. Apparently they called him Delaware because he's not allowed to go back to Delaware. That's his nickname? Colloquially? Like, yeah, it's Delaware. Don't ask for why,
True, that's what part is.
The fuck?
Now, the argument that they didn't know that this guy was a sex offender is also out the question, because in videos where Delaware featured in, such as "I spent 24 hours straight in an insane asylum," Delaware was given a special alias in the video by the crew, being called quote-unquote Zorro, and he was also wearing a mask, basically to conceal his identity, because there are public records with his face in it, showing how he raped a child 5 years younger than he was, who was below the age of consent.
You know that he knew it because he'll be in videos, he'll be in thumbnails, he'll be around, and whenever he is, he's wearing a mask. Why would you wear a mask? Why would you conceal your face? It's like, what are you concealing? That you are a registered sex offender? And that your face can be looked up on a thing? How much more can you literally cover up a sex offender? With a physical mask? Like, do I have to... Is it more on the nose?
Even worse in Mrbeast's case was that Jimmy directly referred to this Zorro guy as Delaware in the video too. And just to remind people, Jimmy's crew jokingly referred to the offender as Delaware because that is the state he isn't legally allowed to travel to because he committed a disgusting crime inside of there. So Jimmy referring to this person by that name leads anyone...
I'm crazy strong.
That is hard evidence on Mrbeast.
You good?
with a brain to understand that he most likely knew of this entire situation too.
I'm hungry.
Also, keep in mind that Mrbeast's channel is obviously orientated to kids. It has been for numerous years, even when this video originally came out. And to have someone who is on the sex offender registry for having sex with a child is extremely disgusting and shows how little they seem to care about how serious of a crime that this Delaware guy had committed. It is the job of Mrbeast brand to do its due diligence and conduct background checks to ensure that employees like this don't get a platform on videos that will be viewed by predominantly kids. So either this was gross negligence on the highest scale, if somehow every member of Mrbeast's team didn't know that this guy was a sex offender, or the worst case, it shows that they simply didn't care about the severity of the crime that this guy did indeed commit. But nevertheless is absolutely disgusting, and Mrbeast should absolutely address this. And also, I'm not encouraging anyone to harass this guy or anyone mentioned, and Dogpack404 as well made a tweet certainly not encouraging this either.
And Jimmy knew about it? The likelihood that he didn't know is astronomically low.
And apparently, according to current information, Delaware was allegedly Jake the Viking's brother-in-law.
Apparently, before this phone conversation got recorded, the person on the other end of the line said that the Mrbeast team was actually trying to expunge Delaware's record
Now, another situation to bring up is in regards to Jake Weddle, who is a former crew member for Mrbeast and was involved in various skits and videos around 5 years ago. Now, his role in Mrbeast's video involved him participating in pranks and challenges, and the video Dogpack makes covers how he even faked reactions for content, such as Mrbeast's video called Destroying My Friend's Car and Surprising Them with a New One. However, what Jake detailed when he was interviewed by Dogpack 404 was that after he tried to negotiate better pay and benefits for himself and another employee, he was essentially let go from the company.
But he said, hey man, if that's how you feel, you know, like if that's like, I trust you. He stood with me. He went in that meeting with me, and I said my piece. He backed me up. I said, I need X, Y, Z, or I'm out of here. And they said, bet. And they gave me a severance check the next day, and they gave him a severance check the next day. And if I knew he was going to lose his job too, I wouldn't have done it.
Now here is where we get to the serious part of the situation when Jake was offered a challenge, pitched as a relaxing luxury vacation-like experience where he would spend 100 days in isolation to produce about 30 days of footage, which is insane. And he was chosen because he had relatively good standing with the company and was on decent terms with Jimmy. However, started to get bad quite quickly. Just like with what we've mentioned before, such as the Beast games, conditions started to get unbearable for Jake. Keep in mind as well that this video was never released to the public because of how bad the results were of it. Essentially, Jake was confined and stuck in a room where he had a few objects such as a hot tub, ice cream machine, cameras literally everywhere invading his privacy, and lights beaming the entire room 24/7. Now, in this video, Jake explains how the ice cream machine emitted gross and foul stenches, while the hot tub he was using started to smell awful too and get stagnant after they found out it had horrible filtration and there was literally no maintenance checking the place out at all. And the lights were on the entire time, even at night, making it literally impossible for Jake to find sleep whatsoever, causing his sleep schedule to literally break, making him literally nocturnal as well, while also giving him insomnia, which ended up later affecting his mental health too. Because keep in mind, he had no access to sunlight either, and had no idea what time it really was, while being locked away in a room, barely getting any contact as well for numerous days.
It was a terrible facility. I mean, it was one of those studios. They had to get a separate tank for septic stuff. Yeah, there was a hot tub in it. Yeah, there was an ice cream machine. Like, things were cool and funny on paper. But when you think about stuff, a hot tub is not connected to a filtration system. Even 3 days, it's gonna stink. You know, there's not a hot water mechanism. So the hot tub was a lukewarm tub at best, which I was a silly complaint. But the shower was always cold, and you taking a quick shower. And I had cameras 24/7 on me. And the ice cream machine. Let's talk about that for a second. The ice cream machine has two modes: on, and off. Reeking of smelly dairy mildew, so I got to choose which sense was assaulted at a time. I couldn't have all of the good. So the little things started to build up. You know, there was the bug thing was terrible, but it was a factor. And at first it was fine, you know, and you're playing it up because he does a video, and it got to a point where they weren't turning the lights off. You know, I asked them, I said, can we have nighttime hours? You know, and they said no. Because it would fuck up the time-lapse shots.
Jake explains how he also found himself to be the quote-unquote guy in a cage, with Mrbeast only occasionally visiting him to have him deliver scripted lines like, "Thank you for the money, now I can pay my student loans," to project a full sense of gratitude on camera for some wholesome effect.
It has not
Jake would come in,
respond to
for an hour, check it out, he's doing other stuff. You know, I'm just the guy in the cage over here. He'll come back to me in a minute. And so he'd come by, he'd get the shots, he'd leave. Sometimes he'd have a note from the director, over the phone, really piss me off. This is a note I got from the director, from Jimmy, when I'm receiving some cash. He said, Jimmy said, can you say to the camera how thankful you are that now you can pay back your student loan? I don't want to be in a cage. But Jimmy's the guy with the money, and if you do what he says, he'll do what you want. You know, all your student loans paid off, you just be in his cage.
Despite when Jake did this, it being just completely BS and it feeling entirely disingenuous, as he puts it. Jake also highlights how he felt pressured to essentially complete this challenge and meet the expectations given to him, because Mrbeast had essentially put a lot of time and effort and money into the production of this video. And even according to Mrbeast's own company policy, quote-unquote, no doesn't always mean no. Those at Mrbeast Productions don't take no at face value. So with this all being said, Jake basically felt pushed to keep engaging in these inhumane conditions. He was even pushed by Jimmy to do a fucking marathon on a treadmill while being completely sleep deprived and after rotting by himself in isolation for numerous days. This caused him to get even more unwell and have tons of blisters covering his feet, which goes to show how immoral this all was, with Mrbeast seeming to become the next version of Jigsaw. But now with all this being said, please do go watch Dogpack's video and his interview with Jake. And I don't wish to underscore the severity of this situation, and obviously this video as well is not intended for cyberbullying, hate or harassment or anything like that. This video is just intended for educational and informative purposes only, and please also make sure to leave a like and subscribe so more people can be made aware of this situation too.
Anyway guys, that's all for the video. If you want to see more game content and more Roblox news, make sure to subscribe, and yeah, see you next episode, buddy, and goodbye. Toodaloo, bye bye. See you in the next one. And yeah, this is crazy, Mrbeast. My goodness, the Mrbeast games, everything behind the scenes is crazy. So yeah, see you in the next one. Bye.